Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here. Every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 3 decades plus of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing and regenerating system. It's designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while that may seem like a miracle to some folks, this renewing system is really nothing more than just the way the body works. And welcome back to The Bright Side, friends. Pharmacist Ben here. Lines open, 844-236-6010. We love hearing from you on The Bright Side. If you have questions about health, nutrition, or prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. Or if you just have a comment or success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. Longevity products can be purchased by calling 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. You can also head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Purchase longevity products right off the website. You can also sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team right off the website as well. brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. We've got news stories, blog posts, videos, lots of good information. We got our Moments of Truth up at criticalhealthnews.com. Thank you, Jonty, for setting that up. We also have our Moment of Truths at our Facebook page, The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. Thank you, Nasima, for setting that up, and we'd love to have you follow us at The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. We post regularly, and it's a great place for me to answer your questions personally, and we have done Facebook Lives, and we'll do Facebook Lives at The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. And you can sign up to follow us, Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben Facebook page. Also, please check out our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Truthtreatments.com, never any water, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, preservatives, silicone, oil, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Skin Health products. You shouldn't have to pay for ingredients that your skin's not using. All our products are made with 100% active and functional ingredients. You're not going to find that in any other skincare products. 100% active and functional ingredients in all our Truth Skin Health products. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com, and you might also want to take a peek at truthnurishment.com for various and sundry nutritional supplemental products that I just happen to like. Sometimes I'll see a supplement that I think people should have an opportunity to purchase, and we'll put it up at truthnurishment.com, truthnurishment.com. Thank you for joining us once again on The Bright Side. We've been talking about the more abstract aspects of good health. Hopefully nobody out there thinks it's airy-fairy and philosophical only, because it's much more than just mere philosophy. The ideas that we talk about here involving the mind and the emotions and our so-called limbic system. There's something called limbic hijacking. If you've ever yelled at a stranger, somebody just pushed your button somehow and you've yelled at them, or you've given someone the finger when you're driving down the highway and they cut you off and you reflexively get angry, you have experienced something called limbic hijacking. The limbic system is your emotional brain. There's 3 aspects to the brain. It's called the triune brain. This is a theory that was developed by a biologist named Paul MacLean probably 30 or 40 years ago, and he noticed that he said that the brain could be divided into 3 aspects. He called it the human brain, the mammalian brain, and the reptilian brain. The human brain is the brain that's associated with bonding and good decision making and relationships. the higher functioning. The limbic brain, the mammalian brain, is the brain that's associated with our emotions, and the reptilian brain is the brain that's associated with fear. The reptilian brain, the amygdalic brain. The reptilian brain is symbolized by the amygdala, which is a section of the brain that's located in the lower part, and that's linked to aggressive behavior, survival behavior, reptilian behavior. And many of our actions today, including our political actions, are triggered by this reptilian brain or regulated by the reptilian brain. Hopefully, you guys recognize that if you're feeling fear, if you're listening to the radio and you're feeling fear, you have been taken over by your amygdala, by your survival brain. The way you activate or deactivate the amygdalic brain is by activating the mammalian brain, the limbic system brain, or the prefrontal cortex, the frontal brain. We want to start to look at our reality, perceive our reality, and think more along the lines of our prefrontal cortex, our executive brain. It requires a lot of work to do this. It's much easier to go into the amygdala brain because it's older. It doesn't require as much energy. It's more reflexive. I sometimes, when I'm driving, I'll notice that somebody cuts me off, and I'll notice a surge of anger come up. That's the reptilian brain in action. Our higher emotions are more limbic. They're more located in the middle part of the brain. And how we see the world depends on what part of the brain is being activated. The news, MSNBC and Fox News and CNN and newspapers and even the internet play off on our reptilian brain. Marketers love to activate the reptilian brain. If you're studying marketing, they always tell you to activate fear in your patients. They will act more quickly if you activate fear. And this is why our world is run in many ways by fear and by the fear response. We're induced to live in fear. It takes a lot of work to deactivate the fear response. The problem with the fear response is it shuts down our immune system. And yes, this is the link between how our body shows up and the way we think and the way we feel. And this is why it's not airy-fairy, and this is why it's not philosophical. Our belief systems, our expectations, our conditioning, and our programming will end up showing up as our body. Dis-ease means out of ease. I did my moment of truth today on dis-ease and out of ease. It's the end result of protection. Dis-ease is the end result of protection. Dis-ease is the end result of an overactive protective response, which is based in fear. Inflammation is protection. And there's no disease, there's no chronic long-term degenerative disease, there are no symptoms that don't involve inflammation, i.e. that don't involve protection, i.e. that don't involve fear and survival. This is why fear and survival are so important to recognize, or the fear and survival response are so important to recognize. This is why it's not merely philosophical, New Age mumbo-jumbo. This is why it's not irrelevant. It's really the cause. Defense, protection, and survival are really the cause of all our physiologic problems. And the idea that we can supplement our problems away is naive, it's simplistic, and it's old school. The idea that if you're sick, you just take a supplement and you get better is old school. Now, if you're frankly deficient in zinc, or you're frankly deficient in iodine, or you're just blatantly deficient in protein, or you're blatantly deficient in vitamin C, yes, it's true. You will end up with symptoms, and you can reduce those symptoms or even eliminate them by supplementing. But for many of us, we supplement and we don't get better, or we plateau. We get better for a little bit and then we stop getting better. If that's the case, if you've noticed that you get on a supplement program and you start to feel better, the markers of your disease, the symptoms of your disease start to improve, but then you level off, rest assured, you need to be addressing these so-called philosophical, abstract, airy-fairy, New Age mumbo-jumbo aspects of health, which involve the amygdala, which involve the reptilian brain, which involve the limbic system, which involve how you think. And this is where learning to understand the mind becomes important, and this is where meditation becomes important, and this is where mindfulness becomes important. And if you think that this is philosophical only, you should know that Johns Hopkins Medical School has a school of mindfulness, and mindfulness curricula and awareness curricula are taking over or becoming a major part of medical school curricula, and for good reason. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll return right after this. Okay, we are back. back on the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. 844-236-6010 is our number. We welcome your phone calls. We love hearing from you. If you have questions about the longevity products or business or health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or if you just have a comment or success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number. I will be at the Longmont, where is this here? I'll be doing a talk at the Longmont, Journey Church of Longmont, Colorado. If you are in the Longmont, Colorado or Denver area, I'll be doing a talk at Longmont, Journey Church of Longmont, 2000 Pike Road, Unit A, Longmont, Colorado. That's 2000 Pike Road, Unit A, Longmont, Colorado. Zip code 80501 if you want to MapQuest it if you're in the Colorado area. I'll be going on about 12 o'clock. It's Super Saturday, Tom Chenault's Super Saturday, which is a really super entertaining and educational and information-filled event. It's a lot of fun. You can meet longevity folks. If you're not doing longevity and you're thinking about it, it's a great way to meet people who are. If you are doing longevity, it's a great way to meet your colleagues and learn a few things, learn a few tricks, and I'll be doing a talk probably on the mind-body connection because that's something that I've been focusing on, as you know, for I've been focusing on it my whole life, really, but on this radio program and in my talks and lectures, I've been focusing on it now for a few months or even years, really. Love this mind-body stuff. To me, it's just so fundamental. If we're going to be serious about taking care of our bodies, we've really got to address how the mind, how we perceive the world, how our brain perceives the world, how our mind works, the connection between our brain and our body, and our mind and our body. I'll be doing a talk on that, as well as answering questions on product and doing some product training kinds of things. Journey Church of Longmont, 2000 Pike Road, Unit A, Longmont, Colorado, 80501. That's this Saturday, February 15th, 2020. And I'll also be doing a talk in my lab, February 29th, 2020. That's 2240 Curtis Street in Denver, Colorado. We'll be talking about the longevity products as well and answering your questions. That is February 29th. At my lab at the Truth Treatments Lab at 2240 Curtis Street, Denver, Colorado, 80205. So two talks this month. February 15th, this coming Saturday, and also February 29th in 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks at my lab, my Truth Treatments Lab. Speaking of Truth Treatments, you can check out our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com. I've been formulating skin health products since 1982. That's almost just impossible for me to believe. 38 years I formulated my first skin health product 38 years ago when I was a 22-year-old kid working for the Blistex Corporation, and I haven't stopped. I'm formulating pretty much every day. Got all kinds of products that I'm working on, and our Truth Treatments are the culmination of everything I've learned about how you take care of your skin. We take care of our skin wrong. We take care of our bodies wrong. We take care of our minds wrong. This is why we're so sick, even though we have all these healthcare professionals and all these supplements and all these medical devices and drugs and doctors and radio shows and information about how to take care of our bodies, yet we're sicker than ever before. We're the sickest culture in the history of mankind, despite all the information and despite all the products. It's because we're doing it wrong. We're doing health wrong, and we're doing skin wrong. This is what I noticed when I started getting in the skincare business. I was like, why are people just rubbing stuff on their skin obliviously? We rub stuff on our skin obliviously when we take care of our skin. How can anybody put something on their skin and not know the ingredient deck or not understand the ingredient deck? You ever rub something on your skin without knowing what you're putting on, or you've rubbed something on your skin without even reading the ingredient deck or looking at the ingredient deck, you have drank the Kool-Aid and you're operating mindlessly, and it's no wonder why you're not getting the benefits you want out of your skin health products. I created Truth Treatments for people who like ingredients, who understand the importance of ingredients. That's why if you look at my Truth Transdermal C Serum, for example, you'll see 5 ingredients. The main of which is vitamin C, which is over 2/3 of the product, or over 3/4 of the product is vitamin C. That's the kind of that's the kind of products you want to put on your skin, and that's the kind of products I formulate at Truth Treatments. You can check out all our Truth Treatment products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All right, so talking about, let's say the more abstract aspects of good health, as opposed to the more physiologic, tangible aspects of health. I am not marginalizing, by the way, the importance of the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. I am not marginalizing the importance of deep breathing, slow, deep, rhythmic breathing. I am not marginalizing the importance of exercise. I'm not marginalizing the importance of a good diet. They're all important. But if we're going to maximize our good health, and I believe that it's in the body's nature to heal, it's in the body's nature to be well, it's in the skin's nature to be beautiful, it's in our skeletal system's nature to be strong and resilient and robust. And I believe that if we are going to maximize our good health and our body's ability to stay healthy and well and strong and to resist the environment, or at least to deal with the environment, as well as our physical attractiveness, i.e. beauty, we have to hit health from all angles. The physical, as well as the emotional and mental/emotional. They're two sides of the same coin. Not to mention the spiritual angle. SMEP, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. And I would be remiss as a healthcare professional if I just told you to take the Mighty 90 essential nutrients and all would be well. It's not fair, and it's not right, and it's not accurate. Yes, the Mighty 90 essential nutrients are important. The fourfold square of health, of physical health, is important. Nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. It's vital, but it's just one level. And really, when we talk about the more abstract, for lack of a better term, aspects of health, we're really talking about our hormones. We hear this word hormones all the time. But what exactly is a hormone? Sometimes people in my business, in the skincare business, will say, oh, I have hormonal acne. Have you ever heard that term, hormonal acne? And in my head, I'm thinking, well, that's the silliest thing to say. All acne is hormonal. All eczema is hormonal. All arthritis is hormonal. All cancer is hormonal. All of everything is hormonal because the hormones are the link between our environment and our body. The only way we get sick is because something is interacting or interfering with a smooth connection between our environment and our body. That is hormones. So every illness involves hormones. Hormones are the link between how we see the world, between the world, not just the world, but how we see the world and our body. We perceive the world through our nervous system via the senses. The senses are the satellites of the nervous system. They're the ancillary portals into the world, into our nervous system. So our nervous system is locked up inside our body, but via the senses, we perceive the world. Our sight, our sense of touch, our sense of smell, our sense of taste. There's actually a whole bunch of senses, but the five main senses are taste, touch, hearing, smell, and taste, touch, hearing, smell, and sight. Those are the five main senses. And we perceive the world that way. And then as we perceive the world, there are electrical changes that occur. And those electrical changes are immediately converted into chemicals called hormones. And an action is initiated. But here's the key point. We can hack into the system. We can hack into our hormonal system. We can override our hormonal system. Yes, it's true that there's an automaticity. There's a habituation that occurs, and we perceive automatically, and then the hormones flow automatically, and then actions occur automatically. But we can hack into it by presence, by awareness, by mindfulness, by understanding. That's what we're talking about in this program. Basically, we're talking about hacking into the hormonal system so our body shows up differently if we're not happy with how our body shows up. There's actually I want to talk about this tomorrow because we're out of time here and I want to get your phone calls. I want to talk about this idea of acting as if. You can act as if you're healthy, and your body will show up that way. I'm not talking about being in denial, by the way. All right, we'll continue this discussion when we come back from our break and on our next Bright Side episode. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this. We are back on the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. I got lines open, 844-236-6010. We'll get your calls here in a moment. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470, or even better, if you want to join the Bright Side Ben team, call 866-735-2470 for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. You can also sign up off our websites, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. We'll get your calls momentarily at 844-236-6010. We've got lines open for you. I'm reading a couple of books now. One called The Guide to Stress-Free Living, and another called The Handbook for Happiness. And those titles are kind of, you hear these kind of titles all the time. You go to the bookstore, there's all kinds of titles about stress-free living, about happiness. But what's really cool about these two books is they're published by the Mayo Clinic by a guy named Amit Sood, MD. Meat Suit, SOOD. These are 2 Mayo Clinic books that talk about the importance of joyful attention for good health. That talk about the importance of emotional resilience for good health. That talk about the importance of flow with life stressors for good health. Emotional resilience, according to Dr. Sood, is experiencing positive emotions, preserving emotional stability through adversity, recovering positive emotions quickly after facing adversity. These are so important. The reason the medical model is starting to understand the relevance of emotional strategies to good physical health and good physical well-being is because it works. It's impossible to deny. When your emotions are stable, your health is stable. There's a phenomenon called broken heart syndrome. We've talked about this a lot. Broken heart syndrome occurs when a loved one dies and someone is in grief, and literally a part of their heart dies, and they're more prone towards heart attacks. So you don't want to be diminishing, you don't want to be dismissing the power of emotions, the power of our mental natures. If you're healthy and you want to stay that way, if you want to live a good, strong, long life, or if you're sick and you want to return yourself back to good health. And I'm not diminishing the importance of physical strategies. They are important. They're vital. All of them. You want to hit health from all levels: spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. All right, we're going to talk tomorrow about this concept of as if, acting as if, pretending. We're not talking about denial. Not talking about denying what's true. But by acting as if, we can do amazing things to hack into our biochemistry. And that's really what this is all about, hacking into our biochemistry. All right, I want to read a letter here, get to a couple of stories that I think are interesting. Now, what's your calls? 844-236-6010. This is from Christine D. Hello, I am a subscriber to your email, listener of Coast to Coast. And by the way, if you want to get our newsletter, go to criticalhealthnews.com and sign up. As a subscriber to your email and listener of Coast to Coast, I am reaching out for a recommendation of a treatment for tinnitus, which my husband has. It started after an antibiotic usage and effect of the drug. Please give suggestions. He's 275 pounds. She doesn't say how tall he is, but that's a big boy. And that's a really interesting point because, you see, tinnitus, which is an awful condition that's been around since Egyptian times. There are actually clay tablets, Egyptian clay tablets, where people complain about ringing in the ears. The Assyrians used to put rose extract through your ear. They used to put a tube in your ear and pour rose extract, and they thought maybe that would help. The Roman writer Pliny the Elder, he suggested that earthworms boiled in goose grease be put in the ear. This is the kind of craziness that are crazy remedies that the medical model promotes. Pliny the Elder wasn't a doctor, but that's the kind of stuff that we think of when we have a health problem. In medieval England, they recommended that patients take a freshly baked loaf of bread out of the oven, cut it in two, and apply it to both ears when it's hot. And that would produce perspiration, and by the help of God, this is what they said, you will be cured. I'm reading from a medical textbook here. The point is that we have all these crazy notions about how to take care of the body because we don't really understand what's going on. Here's the thing. Tinnitus, miserable condition that resists medicine's best efforts, that is basically incurable. And 5 to 15% of Americans say they've heard weird noises, and 1 to 3% say that tinnitus lowers their quality of life. Tinnitus is an inflammatory condition, and nobody just has tinnitus. It's like Lay's potato chips. You can't have just one symptom. Nobody has tinnitus. It's comorbid. It comes with other health challenges. It's a condition of inflammation. Some people say it's the inner ear. Some people say it's the brain, the hearing area of the brain. Regardless, it's an inflammatory condition. If you have tinnitus, you have to stop putting things into your body that your body is perceiving as an enemy. And that always means food. Unless you're an IV drug user, which is rare, you're talking about food. Look for your tinnitus symptoms to flare up. Notice when your tinnitus symptoms flare and link it up to something that you're doing. Flare-ups are always your best friend. If you want to use supplements, your essential fatty acids, omega essential fatty acids, Ultimate EFAs, and Ultimate EFA Plus are the supplements of anti-inflammation. They're nature's aspirin. Ultimate EFAs are nature's aspirin. They control the inflammatory process, which means any symptoms are going to help. You're going to help resolve any symptoms if you use your Ultimate EFAs because of their ability to reduce inflammation. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to cure your tinnitus, but it's going to have a positive effect. The real goal is to figure out what is inflaming the body. What is causing this inflammation? This is true about all health challenges. As far as supplements go, in addition to Ultimate EFAs, I love zinc for all brain health issues. Now, some people tell you that tinnitus is an ear issue. Some people say it's a brain health issue. Regardless, zinc is going to help. And speaking of zinc, zinc is, when you study nutrition, you develop favorites. Sort of like if you have children, you develop favorites, and you develop favorites with your kids, I guess. Or if you're a teacher, you develop favorites with your students. I develop favorites with supplements because I've been studying supplements for a long time. And my favorite supplement is zinc, by far. I mean, I like all the supplements and all the chemistry and all the nutrients, but zinc has got so many uses. It's especially important for the skin. It's the quintessential skin mineral, and anybody who's got a skin problem, anybody who's got any problem should be taking 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate every day. As it turns out, if you have a cold, taking zinc can shorten your cold. This is from NPR. The common cold is the top reason for missed work and school days. There is no cure, but studies from the last several years show that zinc can help shorten the duration of cold symptoms. And you don't need any fancy schmancy zinc cold remedies. Just take plain old zinc picolinate, 50 milligrams a day. Zinc is an essential mineral. It's involved in hundreds of different chemical reactions, especially involving the skin and the immune system. And if you're worried about the coronavirus and you're not taking zinc, you are missing the boat. If you're worried about any kind of cold, any kind of immune problems, and you're not taking zinc, and that includes autoimmune disease, by the way, and that includes all inflammatory health issues. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number, and I like zinc picolinate. Some people will take zinc gluconate or zinc sulfate, and they'll get nauseous from it. If that's the case, if that's you, that's not the zinc. That's the sulfate and the gluconate, and you want to use zinc picolinate, or if you want to go super deluxe, get zinc monomethionine, and take 50 milligrams a day, and always take copper with your zinc. Appendix is implicated in Parkinson's. The appendix, a once dismissed organ, is now known to play a role in the immune system. The appendix is a warehouse of good bacteria, and I have been saying this for years. And I've been saying this since pharmacy school. I've been saying this for 30 years. If you have Parkinson's disease, you have a digestive health issue. And I defy anybody out there who has Parkinson's or knows anybody who has Parkinson's to find me a case of Parkinson's disease that's not associated with long-term digestive health issues. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll come back with your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number.
Would you like...
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. Hope to see you this Saturday in Longmont, Colorado at the Journey Church in Longmont, Colorado, 80501. And that is this Saturday, February 15th, 2020. We'll talk about some of the more unusual aspects of health that you don't hear about a lot. Mind, body, as if meditation. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's February 15th, and I'll be on at 12 o'clock. The Super Saturday event goes from 10 to 1. I really encourage anybody who's doing longevity or thinking about doing longevity to take a look, to think about attending at 2000 Pike Road, Unit A, Longmont, Colorado, 80501, Journey Church, this Saturday, February 15th. And I'll be doing a talk in my lab, the Truth Treatments Facility at 2240 Curtis Street in Denver, Colorado. Saturday, February 29th, we'll talk longevity, we'll talk just general health questions, and we'll have freebies also. I always give away some Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Maybe we'll give away some Truth Treatments, whatever. We'll make it worth your while in addition to having a lot of great health information. That's February the 29th, 2020. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's hit the phones and say good morning to Linda in North Carolina. What's going on, Linda? Welcome to the bright side.
Good morning, Pharmacist Ben.
How are you?
I had spoken to you last week on another show, and we
on
ran
another show. What other show? What other show?
Coast to Coast.
You talked to me on Coast to Coast?
Yes, but we ran out of time. He gave you 1 minute to give an answer.
Oh, were you at the end? Were you at the last? Okay, gotcha.
I was at the end of the first hour. But
okay.
It was about my son who has hives, and he's on Zyrtec and Pepcid and Zyzal and Singulair.
Oh, my goodness.
And
oh, my goodness. How old is he?
He's 29.
He's on prednisone, too?
Well, that was tapered off. I think he's now finished the doses of prednisone.
Okay, now this is all just for hives?
Yes.
Is this one doctor doing this?
Yes.
And is he on all of these simultaneously?
Yes, morning and evening. There are different, like Zyrtec and Pepcid in the morning, and
You got to be kidding me. Can you get the doctor to come on the radio I want to talk to the doctor.
I don't even know the doctor. It's in a different town, so I don't even know.
Oh, my God.
But right now he's doing Xolair shots once a month in both arms, and he has to have an EpiPen with him.
This is so tragic. First of all, the drugs are awful. The prednisone's hideous. At least he's weaning off of that. But why? He's on 6 different meds? How many did you say? 6, 7 meds?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's on his 6th one right now, but he's taking all of them except prednisone. Yeah.
This is craziness. Utter craziness.
I know.
So your poor son, and he's not helping, right? He still has his hives.
Oh, the hives are still there, but they said, it's going to take time.
No, it's not going to take time. It should be instant. Hives are a reaction. They go away instantly. They go away the second the attack is over. The hives go away. Hives represent a protective response. And I keep saying this all the time, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, and I hate to do it. I hate to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's just so important. Our illnesses are the manifestations of a protective response. Our symptoms are the body defending itself. Hives represent defense. A chemical called histamine is released. Histamine is a protective chemical. It causes the blood vessels to open up so white blood cells can come into the area. Though that histamine is also associated with nerve irritation. That's what the itching is. The redness is the blood vessels opening up. It's all a sign of the body mobilizing for to protect itself from an attack. So you got to stop the attack. So here, and I remember talking to you because I didn't get a chance to finish, I remember, because we wound down. So the most important thing, and this is what I was telling you on Coast to Coast, the most important thing is you got to figure out what he's eating that's causing the attack. And he's probably been doing the same thing over and over and over again. Especially at the age of 29, life is stressful. Between 28 and 35, we go through a very stressful period where we're turning from a child into an adult. In fact, I had a friend who used to tell me that age 35 is age 0. And before age 35, you're in negative numbers. Because at 35, something happens where you become an adult. Developmental psychologists tell us that every 7 years you kind of change a little bit, and 0 to 7 represents one way of being, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28. From 28 to 35 is almost like a rebirth. It's almost like a butterfly going in, a caterpillar going into a cocoon and coming out a butterfly. And if you recall, Linda, when you were 28, 29, 30, didn't you go through some dramatic stuff in your life? Everybody does, right? Everybody does. Between 28 and 35, everybody listening, think back to when you were 28 to 35, or if you're less than 28, this is what you have to await you, or if you're between the ages of 28 and 35, you can relate. We go through a period where we change our lives dramatically, where old ways of being don't suit us any longer. Our old friends don't suit us, our old jobs and our old hobbies and our old passions tend to fade, and we have new things and come into our life, and it's very stressful. People go through divorces. Around that time, people quit their jobs. They go out and to travel around the world to find themselves, which is kind of silly. I always thought that was silly, to go find yourself. But anyway, that's what he's experiencing. So it's a stressful time. He's got to start focusing on what's going on in his life that he's doing, that he's done all his life, that he's going to have to start changing. And I guarantee you're going to find a relationship to foods. Now, the best way to do this, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself, I know I say this a lot, is to do a food diary. He doesn't even have to change anything first. Just write everything down and write down when his hives flare up. His hives will flare. Hives don't stay the same. They come and go. And they may not go completely, but they do flare up. So link specific foods to flare-ups. Now, does he have a history of digestive problems? Do you know?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, was he breastfed?
Yes.
And did he have colic or anything like that?
No, I don't remember any.
You don't remember? Okay. Do you have any issues? Any food issues? Digestive food? Eczema, asthma, skin problems?
I have
digestive
psoriasis.
problems? You have psoriasis. Okay, that counts as a skin problem. That's an autoimmune problem. So you may have passed something along to him. I'm not blaming you. I'm just pointing out that these are things that you can associate with the condition. So look to foods. If he doesn't want to do the whole food diary thing and write everything down, and sometimes kids don't want to do that, just eliminate dairy, eliminate legumes, which are beans and peanuts, including soy, and then eliminate eggs and gluten, grains, not just gluten, but all grains. And if he has digestive issues, that's actually a good thing, because then he can notice what foods trigger digestive problems, and that's probably associated with the hives. Now, nutritionally, you can use vitamin C, high doses. By high doses, I mean anywhere from 3 to 5 grams a day. Take them in divided doses. Vitamin C is a natural antihistamine, and it's a natural immune booster. Zinc, picolinate, as we said, 50 milligrams a day, and make sure he's taking generous amounts of the ultimate EFAs. I'd probably be taking 9 of them a day, even 12 of them a day. Topically, if he wants to a topical soother, topical zinc oxide, topical fatty vitamin C, and if he wants to go the herbal route, there's soothing herbs that he can use, soothing plants, I should say, or produce, let's say, because I was thinking about oatmeal. I'm not sure if that's not considered an herb, but Aveeno oatmeal baths, or even just straight colloidal oatmeal. He can make his own oatmeal paste, and that will relieve some of the itching if he wants a non-medical way to relieve itching. And then if he doesn't want to deal with a doctor and he has an emergency, plain old Benadryl is about the most powerful antihistamine you can get. Zyrtec is basically like Benadryl, but it makes much more sense to me to figure out what's causing the attack than to support the defense system. Although you might want to try both approaches, but look for what's causing the attack, and almost always it's going to be food. Will you do me a favor, Linda, and stay in touch with us? I'd love to hear what you found out, if he's compliant, if he's willing to participate.
Yes, thank you very much. I so appreciate this.
Yes, God bless you. Thank you so much. Hives doesn't sound like it's going to be, the end of the world. It's not like cancer. It's not like heart disease. But can you imagine how miserable that is when you're constantly itching and you don't know what's causing it, and you're going to the doctor and getting 6 medications, and you're 29 years old and you're getting 6 medications? Please, what the heck is our doctors thinking? Itching, redness, allergies, these are all signs of an attack on the body. Folks, everything that goes wrong with our body is the end result of a defensive response following an attack. That alone should be such powerful information for you if you're dealing with a health challenge. This is why I say health is really simple. Health is not complicated. Figure out what's getting into the body that shouldn't be and stop. Figure out what's not getting into the body that should and start. And really, it's as simple as that. All right, hope to see you this Saturday, February the 15th, at the Journey Church in Longmont, and then also at my lab, 2240 Curtis Street, December 29th. These are 2020, the year 2020, and that is all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We will talk to y'all later. Bye for now.